Hey Valley Middle, welcome to another math video. Today we're going to be evaluating exponents. Before we do that, let's go ahead and start with our trivia question of the day. Who was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I think you'd all recognize his name, and I think you'll recognize the picture of him as a young guy too. We'll get back to with the answer to that after our instruction. Tonight officially our target is I can evaluate expressions with exponents. Let's start off with looking at some vocabulary, and most of this is review. Do you remember that this is called down here the big number? Yes, that is correct. That's the base. And up here, the smaller number raised above it, yeah, that's the exponent. Today, another word we're going to add to it is expression. Expression is some sort of a combination of numbers and symbols that are grouped together that show the value of something. And there are no equal signs. This would be, your simplest, it could be something like x plus 1. It could be 2x plus 1. I could change that. I could even throw in an exponent in there, 2x squared plus 1. These are all different expressions. Let me just throw a little squared in there so I keep up with my typing and my talking. 2x squared plus 1. These are all different types of expressions. Notice there's no equal sign there. All right, so we also have to understand what the word evaluate means. Evaluate means to solve or to determine the value of something. So tonight we're going to be evaluating expressions that have exponents. Some of those are going to have a variable involved in them. Most of them are not. Let's take a look at a couple simple ones to start with. We have this simple expression, 2 to the 4th power. Go ahead and see if you can figure out what it is. You don't need to write it down. Just try to do it in your head or use a calculator. All right. Well, 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. I get confused when there's all those 2's involved, sometimes entering them into my calculator. And so in this case, sometimes I just break this down to these two 2's are a 4, and these 2's are a 4, and I can do 4 times 4. I kind of work on a pyramid up. That helps me, especially when you've got like 9 eighths or something like that. It's so much easier if you break it down. I will show you in your lesson portion of the day how to use the exponent key in your calculator, but I'm not going to go into that here because most people just need a standard calculator. A 4-function calculator is all you really need. All right, let's take a look at another example, and then I'll have you try a couple. 3 to the 4th, go ahead and evaluate that expression. All right, let's see how you did. Well, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 81, or 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81. Break it down like that too. All right, for your pause problems tonight, I'm going to have you try this grouping of 3 here. So in the pause problem section of your video work in your notebook, go ahead and do these 3. Just write this and then write what it equals. All right, let's see how you did. Well, 9 squared is 81. It's just 9 times 9. 10 to the 4th is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. You'll notice that the exponent told you how many zeros there would be in that, 10,000. Okay, and 5 to the 3rd, 5 times 5 times 5. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5, again, is 125. So maybe you didn't even need to use a calculator to do those two. All right, ready for the ticket to the show? Oh, there's a yeah, but there's always a yeah, but this is actually your first yeah, but of the year. Yeah, buts are things like you think you've got things figured out and all of a sudden they throw something at you and you're like, yeah, but what do you do when you have these situations? So I just call them yeah, buts. Now you actually do have the exponents with some expression. And this is not that big of a deal. You have 2 squared plus 1. Well, what's 2 squared? 2 squared is 4, plus 1 is 5. How about this? You have 3 squared. I think it's like it got shifted just a little bit. 3 squared plus x, and x is 4. Well, think about that. 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Add the 4, they're 13. So we're evaluating these expressions. Nice, nice. Okay, this is the hardest one. Give it a shot. 2h squared, and h is equal to 6. You have to apply the order of operations in this case here. So 2 times 6 squared. In this case, you have to do the exponent first. 6 squared is 36. So you have 2 times 36, 72. All righty? Okay. Great. Let's take a look at your tickets to the show. Just 2 problems today. 6 to the 3rd and 8 to the 3rd. Evaluate those expressions, and then I'll give you your answer to the trivia question. All right. Very good. Now, these should be put down in the ticket to the show portion of your worksheet. Remember, I always like you to draw a line after the pause problems, put the ticket to the show problems. It helps me focus my vision, or my work when I'm looking at 165 tickets. So, all right, who was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Well, it was Will Smith. Here's what he looked like then. This show was on in the 1990s for 6 years, from 1990 to 1996. You might recognize him from movies like Hitch, I Am Legend. He's been in lots of stuff. He is amazing. Also, a pretty talented musician as well. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great day.